Hello everyone, how are you? It's Kay. So this is the 8th of May 2022 and this is on Sunday. So this is weekly forecast. So I will cover the Forex pairs first and then I will cover gold, XAUSD and also WTI oil. And also I will cover the index and then news for this week to prepare which way the market tends to go so that we can trade in that direction for this week. So let's get started right now. So let me change screen and get into topic right away. So let's see. Okay, so I hope you can see screen now. All right, so yeah, before starting, a quick disclaimer is that this topic is basically all based on my own experience knowledge. So when you take trades, please do with your risk management. And also, since this is live, if you can please follow the rules and guidelines, that would be great. Because after all, we're all here to learn. And also, please be careful on the spams on the social media recently, because there are so many fake accounts of mine using my name, creating fake accounts. So please be careful. I have no Telegram, no Instagram, no Facebook, and no direct messages. Okay, so let's see who's here first. Alright, KOM, thank you for joining. And Karon Fibonacci, on TikTok, Naaman, good to see you. Austin, George, and John Hera, thank you for joining. Augustine, Temilos, and Nai, Tamas and Zar, Sulaiman, Nathapon, good to see you too. Thank you for joining. Stefano, Marco, Rose, thank you for joining. And everybody else, good to see you here. Thank you for joining. Oh, looks like there's some maintenance outside. So you might see some people outside of the window, but please don't care about that. Sometimes it happens that there's like some window cleaning outside, some maintenance going on outside. You see rope up here. So you might see a guy from top to down on the outside, but don't worry about it. It happens in this building. Okay, so yeah, so let me get into topics now because we have lots of markets to cover today. So let me switch to the trading view. So first, let me cover the Forex pairs on my watch list. I have 21 pairs on my watch list from Euro USD all the way down to Swiss franc JPY. I will cover these pairs first on the weekly and the daily time frames. And the reason why I watch also weekly in the weekend is that if weekly is downtrending, then most likely this week will be downtrend and we can have more selling edges than buying edges. If weekly is bullish, then that's vice versa. And that's why if weekly is bearish, then I want to follow a weekly downtrend this week. So let's first look at the Euro USD. I like this wallpaper. Yeah, it's like moving wallpaper. Okay, so Euro USD, what we can see is the downtrend. Yeah, we have the Kumo down, Senko span B flat, but Senko span A is down. Kijun Sen angle is technically down. Tenkan Sen is also down. Chikou span below candles, so this is bearish. 2 weeks back, we had the big bearish candle, and last week was doji. But what we are waiting for is the doji break on the weekly. Let me zoom in the chart so that you can see the clear doji of this one on the weekly time frame. So once the doji, and also this is engulfing doji inside a breakout happens, then most likely the market goes down very sharply in this way on the weekly chart. And I expect this move happens this week. So basically I'm waiting for the breakout of the support. And if you look at the daily chart, the support level is exactly on 1.0473. And now in the daily chart also we see Kumo down, Kijun Sen down, Tenkan Sen down, The market has been resisted by the Tenkan Sen once, twice, and 3 times before. So most likely the market breaks bearish. And when it happens, I will look for the sell chance. So let's monitor together next week. It may happen next Monday or Tuesday. But whenever it happens, that will be a great sell chance. So that's the Euro USD. So I will mark this one because most likely I will be trading this pair this week. Okay, but like this, I checked both weekly and the daily time frames by Ichimoku Kinko Hyo and see which one is the tradable, which one is not tradable. So now let me move on to the Euro pound pair next. All right, thank you for joining everybody. Great to see you. I see many comments now. So thank you so much for joining today as well. I hope you're having a great weekend so far. So here is the Euro pound. Weekly chart is exactly in the range. As per Ichimoku Kinko Hyo, when you see Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span touching, this is range. So the market is going into Kumo now. There was a Senko span A, but technically the market broke the Senko span A and it's going into Kumo now. So this is range as per weekly. However, on the daily chart, it's bullish. We have the Kumo up, Kijun Sen bullish, Tenkan Sen bullish, and Chikou span above the candles. So it may go up in a daily basis, but in a weekly basis, it may be flat. This is flat range. So what I will be doing in this case is that I will follow the daily direction. As long as Kumo up, Kijun Sen up, and Chikou span above candles in a daily time frame, I follow the uptrend. But I can't follow the weekly because it's range. So we can take the daily to follow. So I turn red because red means trending in the daily chart and purple means the trends in the weekly time frame. So we can follow the daily uptrend on Euro Pound. So let's move on to the next one, Euro AUD. So Euro AUD on the weekly chart, this is technically bearish, but the market is very tricky because we had 2 previous dojis and Kijun Sen is now flat. So it may reverse back to Kijun Sen in this case. Yeah, so this is technically range in the weekly chart. So it may reverse back to Kijun Sen in the weekly. And Kijun Sen on the weekly chart, the price level is 1.5276 level. And so that will be the target if it reverses backwards. And also in the daily time frame, also this is range. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen is flat, Chikou span touching. So since both time frames are flat, I will simply leave chart. Next one is Euro JPY. And Euro JPY, Kumo is flat and this is very thin like the red. So Kumo is too thin thread, Kijun Sen flat, so there's no trend. It was bullish, but now it's retracing and this is range, so simply we can't tell which way it goes this week. And as for the daily chart also, since the Kumo retracing, Tenko span A is retracing backwards. In Kijun Sen flat, we have the dead cross of Tenkan Kijun Sen. This means that this is the end of the uptrend. And Chikou span above candles, but still too close. So this is a tricky market. So the market may break the most recent resistance level, which is 138.16. However, even if you have that breakout, it may retrace back soon. So in this case, I will stay away from Euro JPY unless it breaks the resistance up here, 140.00, exact round number. Unless the market breaks that level, I will stay away. And next one is Euro CAD. So as for Euro CAD, on the weekly chart, this has been bearish. The price is below the Tenkan Sen, and Tenkan Sen itself is going down. Kumo is going down. Kijun Sen is now flat, but the price is below the Tenkan Sen and Chikou span below candles. So this is bearish. And as for the daily chart, it's also bearish. So I expect this week the market continuously go down this way. It may be resisted by the Kijun Sen like we had before, and then go down this way can be expected. So I will look for the sell chance on Euro CAD. Okay, next one is Euro Swiss franc. Euro Swiss franc turned bullish last week, and the price is now within the Kijun Sen and Kumo, and Chikou span retracing backwards. So this is a range basically on the weekly. So no direction on the weekly chart. And as per the daily chart, this is actually range as per Ichimoku, because you can see that the Kumo is bullish now and Senkou span A is up, but you have the Senkou span B down. So this is a divergence between Senkou span A and B. And when you see this, this is basically equal to the flat Kumo. So this whole Kumo is flat, and Kijun Sen is up, but still within the Kumo now, and Chikou span above candles. But since Kumo flat, Kijun Sen within the Kumo, it may reverse backwards soon. So for this, I wait for the breakout of the resistance in the daily chart, which is 1.0453, and make sure that there is no resistance here on that level. And looks like there isn't. So if the market breaks that level, then it may go up to the next resistance in the daily chart, which is 1.0611. So we have a room to trade in about 157 pips in range. That's a good room to trade. So if the breakout happens, then you will see the Kumo's up, Kijun Sen will be above the Kumo by the time, and Chikou span will be above the candles, and that will be a great entry to buy. So once again, I will wait for the breakout of the resistance 1.0453 on Euro Swiss franc to get ready to buy afterwards. So I will mark this one also, as per daily chart is about to break. So now let me move on to the USD base pairs. So this one is the USD-JPY. Yeah, so USD-JPY has been bullish in the weekly chart. Now Kumo's flat, Kijun Sen flat, but Tenkan Sen is bullish, and the market has been up supported by the trend line, Chikou span above candles, so it's bullish. But since Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, it may reverse backwards. So if this week will be retracement, then I won't enter the market. And how can I identify the retracement is based on the daily time frame. So if you look at the daily time frame, still this is bullish because you can technically see that the Senkou span A is up, Kijun Sen is also up, and Chikou span above candles and price above the Tenkan Sen. However, so for now, I look for the buy chance and expect the market breaks resistance. However, if the market marks double top, for example, and the market reverse and breaks a neckline over here, and then we will see Kijun Sen flat and Kumo flat, and then it might continue to be downtrending, and it might reverse back to the weekly Kijun Sen. So when I see the double top and neckline break in the daily chart, then I will stay away. But if it breaks the resistance and keeps going up, then I will simply follow the uptrend. So yeah, JPY can stay weak this week. So in that sense, the JPY pairs might be continuously uptrend. And USD has been strong in currency, so it may be up also. So yeah, if it goes up, then I will simply follow the uptrend. And the next one is USD-CAD. Yeah, USD-CAD has been range on the weekly, and the market is near the resistance on the weekly. And daily chart is also bullish, but since it's near the weekly resistance, I will prefer to stay away unless it breaks. So simply going to the next one, USD Swiss franc. Yeah, so yeah, USD Swiss franc has been bullish strongly too for the last 4 weeks. It has been bullish. So let me look into the weekly time frame first. In terms of weekly, this is overbought. Simply because Kumo is too thin. And also Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen are too close and both are bullish. When you see this, this is overbought signal and the market can backwards anytime soon. And not only that, when it starts to reverse, it goes very fast. So when you buy, we have to be careful for the retracement on USD Swiss franc. So let me check if there's a resistance, and there was here from the March 2020, there was a resistance here. So the market may reverse backwards this week. So that's one of the risks to buy on the other Swiss franc. And as per daily chart, this is still bullish. Kumo is bullish. And Kijun-sen bullish, Tenkan-sen bullish. Chikou span above candles. So if you're still holding buy, then I would follow until the market breaks the Tenkan-sen. But if you're not holding, and if you look into new entry from this one, then I would recommend after the market breaks the resistance and retrace and push back and buy afterwards. Because the market has been I wave since 12th of April. For almost 1 month, it has been I wave. There was a small retracement here. It touched the Tenkan-sen and bounced and goes up. But over time, ever since 12th of April, there is no deep retracement. That means buyers are still on the way. Sellers are losing along the way. But it might reverse backwards very soon. Because it's overbought on the weekly basis. So, and since this is Swiss franc pair, it might be tricky. So, yeah, in this case, again, I would wait until the daily chart to break the resistance and then prepare to buy. Otherwise, I will stay away and focus on the other trending pairs. So, but I will just mark this one as purple because it's up on the weekly in definition. So it may go up this week continuously. So now let's move on to pound-based pairs. Okay, thank you for joining everybody. Great to see you here once again. And first, let me cover these currency pairs and other markets and news, and then I will come back your comments. So now let's move on to pound USD. Yeah, so pound USD has been bearish also. So I will mark this one before I forget, purple. So weekly is stably down. And this is actually better than USD Swiss franc because Kumo is still thick, but this is gaining thickness, which is good. And Kijun-sen, Tenkan-sen are separating in this area. So Chikou span below candles. So this is more stable downtrend than USD Swiss franc. So I would prefer to be on the pound USD for next week. And the daily chart is also bearish. Kumo down, Kijun-sen down, Tenkan-sen down, and it was resisted by the Tenkan-sen, and it's going down last Thursday. And Chikou span below candles also, so this is bearish. And just make sure there's no support nearby. And yeah, there was a minor support here on 1.2258. So to be safer, you want to wait for the breakout of that level, 1.2258. And once a breakout happens, then you can expect the market goes down to 1.2063. But in this case, you don't have to wait for the candle close on the weekly. You can just wait for the close on the daily chart of 1.2258 and get ready to sell on the next day. So yeah, I will continuously look for sell chance on pound USD. So now let's go to the pound JPY. Yeah, so pound JPY has been retracing both weekly and the daily chart. So most likely no trades for me. The market may retrace back to Kijun-sen in the weekly. So weekly Kijun Sen is on 158.55. It may retrace to that level, so I will simply stay away until the market reaches down to that level. Okay, so since there is no trend on 2 time frames, most likely I will stay away from this one. The next one is Pound CAD. The Pound CAD has been downtrending also. Kumo is down, Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen down, Chikou span below candles on the weekly, and daily chart is also bearish. So I would continuously look for the sell chance, but just in case, let's check if there's no previous support. Let's see. Okay, so there was a previous support here on 1.5872, and actually this was also the monthly support. If you can go up to monthly support, monthly chart, there were a couple of supports here in the monthly from the months of August 2019 and also 2017 September and 2016 November and September October. There was a couple of supports here in the monthly chart. So yeah, it may be supported and goes backwards. So we can still follow the weekly chart because this is downtrending. But when you start to see Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat on the weekly, then you better stay away as it retraces. Or when you see the Kijun Sen flat and Kumo flat on the daily chart, then you have to stay away. But as long as it keeps breaking the supports, then I will still look for the sell chance. So that's Pound CAD. And Pound AUD, weekly is now flat. Yeah, the market is flat right now. It has been supported here. And Kumo down, but Kijun Sen flat. So it's range, so I will prefer to stay away. And daily chart is also flat. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span touching. So I would wait until the market breaks the support of 1.7186 and sell afterwards. But it may bounce and it may retrace back to the weekly Kijun Sen, which is 1.8200. So I prefer to stay away from this one this week. And next one is Pound Swiss franc. Yeah, Pound Swiss franc has been ranged for both weekly and the daily. So I will simply stay away at a glance. So next one is AUD based pairs. So AUD USD has been ranged for on the weekly and daily is also ranged. So I will simply stay away when I see this unless it breaks support. And next one is AUD CAD. Yeah, this one is also range on the weekly and range on the daily chart. So no directions on both time frames. So most likely I will stay away. But if the market breaks support 0.9046 in the daily chart, then I might start to look for the sell chance and expect the market goes down to the weekly support on 0.8907. But unless that happens, I will simply stay away. So most likely this one I will come back next Tuesday or Wednesday because most likely it won't happen tomorrow on Monday. And next one is AUDJPY. So AUDJPY has been still bullish in the weekly because it's above the Tenkan Sen. And Tenkan Sen is bullish, Kumo is bullish. Chikou span above candles, so it may continuously go up. But since Kijun Sen flat, it may retrace backwards also. So basically, there's no direction because it's bullish. The momentum is bullish, but direction is flat. So yeah, it may be range right now. And also, daily chart shows flat Kumo, flat Kijun Sen, and Chikou span touching. We had also Tenkan Kijun dead cross, which means the end of uptrend. So it may range for a couple of days or weeks. So I will most likely stay away from AUDJPY. And next one is AUD Swiss franc. This one is also range on the weekly, range in the daily chart at a glance, so I will simply stay away. And CADJPY, it has been flat also. We have flat Kumo, flat Tenkan Kijun Sen, Chikou span on the weekly, and there was a 2 dojis right now. So I would wait until the market breaks either way, either bullish or bearish. The resistance is 102.93 and support on the doji is 98.999 or the round number 99. So I wait for the breakout towards either direction and follow. If the breakout doesn't happen this week, then I will simply stay away, because daily chart will be most likely range this week. Okay, next one is CAD Swiss franc. This one is bullish on the weekly, but Kumo's too thin, so it may reverse backwards. And when it happens, it goes very sharply, so I will simply stay away. And the daily chart is, it has been bullish, so it may break the resistance on 0.7704, but if it starts to retrace backwards, I will simply stay away. So since weekly is bullish but it's overbought, I will just mark purple because it's technically uptrending on the weekly, but it may reverse in my mind. Okay, the last one is Swiss franc JPY. It reversed backwards for the last 2 weeks and looks like it's going down to the weekly Kijun Sen. So if you're selling it, weekly Kijun Sen on 129.12 is a target. And as for the daily chart, this is now had head and shoulders, and neckline is on 132.01 level, or more precisely, it was on 132.01. So if the market breaks that level, it might go down to the weekly Kijun Sen. So I wait for the breakout and get ready to sell this week. So I will mark this one also as red because it may be downtrending on the daily chart or lower time frames. Okay, so that covers the whole pairs on my watch list. So now let me move on to gold and WTI. Okay, and if you join newly, then I have been covering all these pairs on my watch list. So in case you miss it, you can always replay the live and you can find what I said on these pairs. So now let me move on to gold. Okay, so gold we have, hold on, let me cancel these lines. So gold is now below the Kijun Sen on the weekly chart. So whenever you see the chart is in between Kijun Sen and Kumo, that's flat, that's range. So we can't really tell which way it's going on the weekly basis. However, in the daily chart, it's downtrend, because the price has been resisted by the Tenkan Sen. Tenkan Sen angle is down. Tenko span A angle is also down. So this is downtrending. So this week, it may keep resisted by the Tenkan Sen and continue to downtrend. Chikou span below candles, so this means the market is bearish. And when the market breaks the support or high gets lower, the Kijun Sen will turn bearish also. So overall, this is bearish. However, if the price breaks the Tenkan Sen in the daily chart, then it may retrace back to Kijun Sen. So as long as price is below the Tenkan Sen, sell will be the right call. But if the market breaks Tenkan Sen, then you can switch the buy and target to the daily Kijun Sen. So that will be like intraday or scalping strategy. So in this case, I don't usually enter trades because this is range. Okay, so next one is WTI. WTI crude oil is weekly, Kumo is bullish, and the market has been supported by the Kijun Sen. So this is bullish now. We have a nice bounce on the Kijun Sen on the weekly, Chikou span above the candles, so it's bullish on the weekly chart. And according to the daily chart, this is still range. So, but we had double bottom and neckline has been broken bullish here. So, yeah, 109.12 was a neckline of double bottom. So it has broken bullish on Friday. So it may go up to the next target, 116.83. So for me, this is bullish. So we can still look for the buying edge right now. Okay, so now let me move on to index. Okay, index starting from the Nikkei. For index, I will only focus on the weekly time frame because daily can be choppy, so we can focus on the weekly time frame. So Nikkei 225 has been range, and this is in the P wave. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat. Chikou span is within the Kumo now, and the market once broke the Kijun Sen, but it now come back to below the Kijun Sen. Kumo breakout, and looks like it's retracing back to Kijun Sen. So in the very short term, this is bullish, but I don't think it's worth to trade. So simply, I would stay away from this one. We can't really tell which way it's going, and the volatility is very small. So we can't make profits in this kind of market. Next one is Dow Jones. Dow Jones has been reversing backwards, and it's about to break the Kumo. So like I mentioned last week, we had the Tenkan Kijun dead cross. Chikou span break is happening last week, and Kumo breakout may happen this week. And once it happens, it may continuously go down. So this week's topic is whether the market will be supported by the Senko span B or not in the Kumo. So we have to monitor right now. Unless the market breaks Kumo, we can't move anything. So next one is Nasdaq. Nasdaq broke the Kumo. So this one looks more bearish than the Dow Jones. It broke the Kumo, it broke support level also. The support level was 129, 16.9. So it broke the support, and this looks to be downtrending. This was also neckline of the head and shoulders. So there was a head and two shoulders on the right and left. This one was a shoulder also. So the market broke the two shoulders supports. So I think this breakout was significant, and the market may continue to go down this way. So yeah, I think Nasdaq will continuously be downtrending in my opinion. Not a good chance to buy right now. Okay, next one is S&P 500. So S&P also broke the Kumo bearish. And that was a topic for this week, as I mentioned last week. We had the Tenkan Kijun dead cross, Chikou span break, and last week was a Kumo breakout. If I zoom in, then you can clearly see that the market broke the Kumo bearish, the close price below the Kumo. So from here, it may go down this way. So yeah, last week, we are not sure if the market breaks Kumo or not. So I was having two arrows, but now I will only have the bearish arrow. So it may continuously down is my view. Okay, so next one is Euro Stocks 50. Euro Stocks also broke the Kumo bearish, and yeah, it was within the Kumo, but now it came below the Tenkan Sen, so it's bearish. But this bearishness is not that strong actually. So it may be doji, it may be bullish in a very short term. So technically, the downtrend may not be so continuous this week. So I think, yeah, in the long term, this is bearish. It may go down continuously. We can draw the descending trend line, and you can see exactly it was resisted by the trend line, but it may be gradually going down is my view. So next one is FTSE 100. FTSE 100 is also, it was bearish for the last 4 weeks, but technically the market is above the Tenkan Kijun Sen, but Kumo flat Kijun Sen is touching, Chikou span touching, so this is range still. But as per Ichimoku nature, sometimes you see Chikou span touch and bounce on the candles and goes up this way. Like we had last time, like here or here, the Chikou span might go into the candles or it may touch candles and it may be supported and goes up. So if you see that, the market may move bullish this way. However, Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, Tenkan Sen also flat. So this is range, so it's got less volatility. So even if you buy, you may not be able to make some profits. Yeah, or it may retrace back to Kijun Sen. So at this stage, we can't tell which way it's going. Or for me, it's more buy if the Chikou span bounce. But I think this is a bit difficult to read. So I think the best option is to stay away from this one, unless it breaks a resistance. Next one is CAC France. CAC France is about to break the Kumo also after Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen, dead cross and Chikou span break. So whether the market breaks Kumo or not is a topic for this week. So I will just put the down arrow like this way. So it may be bearish this week. And next one is DAX index. So DAX index is also once the market went into Kumo and then now out of the Kumo and below Kumo now. Kumo is bearish. The price is below the Kijun Sen, Chikou span below candles. So it has been downtrending. But just like Euro stocks and DAX index are so much alike, identical. So this downtrend is, I think, a bit weak. So even if you sell, it may not go down so fast. Or it may go up this week, we can't tell. So the best option is to stay away from this one. And the next one is Nifty chart. So Nifty 50 index, the price is exactly into Kumo now. So this is range. So we have to stay away is my advice. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, Tenkan Sen flat also. Chikou span below candles. So in a mid to short term, this is bearish, technically speaking, because the price is below Tenkan Kijun Sen, Chikou span below candles. However, the fact that the price is within the Kumo means that it's like the upplane into storm, so it may spike within the Kumo. Especially the Kumo is very thick here, so it may spike. Or like previously, it may go up, it may break the Kumo bullish or bearish in 1 week. Or it may range with doji candles consecutive for the next few weeks. We can't really tell. So the market may be spiky. So my advice is to stay away from the weekly. If you can trade on the daily chart, then you can follow daily up or down trend this week. But as for weekly chart, all we know is that market can be spiky. So no direction on this one. Okay, next one is AU200. Yeah, this index is also range. The market went into Kumo now. So as we discussed earlier, last week, there was a doji. So this week, if this week was bullish, supported by the Senko span A, then it may go up. But it broke the Kumo bearish now, and Chikou span below candles, Kumo flat. So we can't tell which way it's going. So simply I will take out the arrow. And yeah, it may be bearish also. There was a doji break last week. This is price action, but there was a doji 2 weeks back, and this doji has been broken bearish this week. So it may continue to go down and breaks Kumo, and this week looks like to be more bearish than bullish is my view from these price action candlesticks. Okay, so that covers the whole charts. Oh, one last one is Hang Seng Index. Just in case, let me cover Hang Seng Index on the weekly. This is continuously bearish. Kumo is bearish. Price is below Tenkan Kijun Sen, Chikou span below candles. So, as I mentioned from last week, it has been still bearish. Okay, so now let me review the news for this week. We don't see many news this week, but just in case we can check so that we will know at least what kind of news we have. So I press this week, click apply, and we have the news for this week. So Monday, tomorrow, May 9th, we have no big news. Tuesday the 10th, we have no big news. And Wednesday, we have in Euro, there is a president regarding speech in ECB. So Euro pairs can be affected by this. Plus there will be CPI, Consumer Price Index in Germany. So Euro pairs can be affected by this. And also CPI on US. So Euro and US, you have to be careful on Wednesday. And Thursday 12th, we have a GDP report in UK. And also that's it. And Friday we have only one news, Michigan sentiment report of the consumer. So USD can be affected by this. But recently, this Michigan sentiment index has no impact. So most likely this week, we don't really have to care about it, but it may impact. So just in case, we have to keep in mind, there's a big news potentially. But like this, we have, unlike last week, last week was the first week of the month, so we had big news everywhere. But this week can be quiet in terms of news, but it doesn't mean that the market will be quiet. Market can be active anytime. So yeah, we have to monitor chart every day to prepare for the new trends and new opportunities. So that covered the whole topics for today on my end. So now let me check some comments and discuss free talk until the end of the live today for the next 10 minutes or so. Okay, thank you for joining everybody. I see lots of people joining and lots of comments here. So I hope you're having a great weekend. Okay, I see Bitcoin. All right, let me check the Bitcoin. It looks like there are a couple of crypto traders. So here is the Bitcoin, BTC USD, and this is a weekly time frame. So according to the weekly time frame, this is bearish. The Kumo is flat, Kijun Sen is flat, but Tenkan Sen is pointing down, and price itself is below Tenkan Kijun Kumo, and Chikou span below candles. So this is bearish as per weekly time frame. And also this week, the market is breaking a trend line. Yeah, the trend line, the market is breaking that, so it may turn to be bearish. So that's one. And let me check the daily time frame also. Okay, so the daily time frame shows that this is bearish because the Kumo is down, Senko span A down, B down, Kijun Sen down, Tenkan Sen down, and Chikou span below candles. It broke the support level of 37.35.7, so this is bearish. Yeah, so we can prepare to sell. Let me see. There was a support here, 34.268 level. There was a support, and also the second previous support was 32.928 level. So yeah, it may bounce at one of these levels, but as long as we have Kumo down, Kijun Sen down, and Chikou span below candles, we can continuously look for the sell chance. It may break these two supports and it may continuously downtrend in this way. So that's my view on the Bitcoin. Okay, could you check the monthly? Yeah, let me check the monthly chart. Okay, so monthly chart, it broke the Kijun Sen now. So monthly chart itself is range, no direction in the market. Whenever you see the price in between Kijun Sen and Kumo, that's range. The monthly is range, we can't tell which way it's going on the monthly basis. And the weekly chart started to be bearish on the weekly, and daily chart is clear bearish trend. So in this case, we can follow the daily downtrend, and as long as it goes down, we can trail the profits along the way. But for me, I never trade cryptocurrencies. I never trade Bitcoin. So this is just my opinion. If this were the Forex pair, then I will take sell. I will look for the selling edge on this one. Okay, so yeah. Thanks for joining, everybody. Great to see you. Let me check some other comments now. So should I still hold the Euro CAD sell? Let me check. Euro CAD again currently is bearish on the daily chart, so you can keep holding as long as it's below the Kijun Sen, below the trend line. But once it breaks it tomorrow or Tuesday or Wednesday, then you better exit. Yeah, technically this is bearish. Yeah. All right, thank you for joining, everybody. Great to see you. Okay, Smart says Euro NZD. Okay, Euro Swiss franc I covered already. Euro Swiss franc daily chart is bullish, but weekly is now flat, so we can follow the daily direction. Let me put this into 2 time frames. So yeah, Euro Swiss franc weekly flat, but daily is bullish, so we can follow the daily direction and target to 1.0611 level. And let's see, Euro NZD. So Euro NZD, let me check. Okay, weekly is now complete flat. The weekly is flat. Okay, looks like weekly chart has retraced back to Kijun Sen. So now this is no trend. And as for the daily chart, it's about to break the Kumo now. Okay, so we had the Tenkan Kijun Gold Cross Chikou Span break, and when we see Kumo breakout, it may be bullish. So we can wait for the Kumo breakout and get ready to buy on the daily chart. Okay, thank you for joining, everybody. Good to see you. John Harris says, typically when the breakout happens, once the candle breaks, would you automatically consider it a strong confirmation? Yeah. When I see the market breaks resistance, like let's say major resistance based on the weekly or daily chart, then that is considered to be a strong confirmation. Yeah. So I will go down to the lower time frames and look for the entry edge. Okay, Chu says NU is very good K. NU means New Zealand USD. Let me check. NZD USD. This is bearish. Yeah, it broke the support level of 0.6535, and now it's going down. Weekly is bearish. Kumo down, Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen down, Chikou Span below candles. And there was a support here on 0.6379. So it may bounce from there. And with that in mind, daily chart also looks good. This is downtrend below the Tenkan Sen, and we have the outside bar. And this outside may be broken bearish. I'm talking about this outside bar. And this is a new inside So that means if the market breaks the support of 0.6392, then it can go down sharply. So we can wait for that on Monday and prepare to sell. Yeah. Let's see. Dao says, can you share config stochastics in M5? Yeah, I do 30, 10, 10. Percent K30, percent D10, and slowing 10 is my setting on the stochastics on 5 minute. Yeah, so let's see. Okay, Hide says, could you please check XU100 index, please? All right, let me check XU100. Let me switch to index. And do I have it here? Looks like no. XU100, right? This one. Okay, let's see what we see here now. Let me switch to one screen because I think this is the first time I see this. The weekly is bullish now. Weekly is bullish. Kumo is up. Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen are up. Chikou span above candles. And there was a breakout of the long week which happened on the 13th December last year. And there was a support 2 weeks back. Last week was doji. So in this case, I wait for the engulfing break. I wait for the breakout of the resistance here. 2511.01. Wait for the breakout and expect the market goes up bullish continuously. Yeah, market breaks that level and expect the market breaks the all-time high. 2564.91 along this way bullish. Yeah, so I think this is a nice bullish market so far. But if the market breaks the support 2400, that was a round number, exact number. If the market breaks that level, then no trace. It may be spiky and choppy afterwards. So that's my view. Okay, KOM says, K, I hold a short on gold at 1910, stop loss 1915. Okay, gold is downtrending. So let me check again. So you took the sell on 1910. Okay, 1910 was up here. You took sell here, and then stop loss 1915. Okay, stop loss 1915 was here. Okay, that was a very tight stop loss you took. Okay, and I saw the chart. It was sideways pattern. Should I trial stop loss at 1904, 1905, or close the trade when Tokyo session open? Yeah, so for me, I follow the trend directions, and if there's no trends, then I will simply stay away. And in this case, there is no trend on the daily chart. There is no trend in the 4-hour, so I will simply exit on Monday. Is my exit mindset. However, if you want to take the price action, according to Kumo or according to the Ichimoku, you can't capture the exit timing anymore because this is range. So in this case, you can take at the Kumo and you can draw the P wave, descending trend line, and you can exit at the descending trend line breakout. But if that's the case, I think that will be too small profit. You can fix, and so if you don't want to do that, then the next exit timing will be after you see the engulfing breakout bullish in the 4-hour chart. I will wait for this engulfing breakout bullish. Once this happens, then I will exit. That will be the price level of 1892.91. But on Monday, if it keeps going down this way, then you can still follow it. So that's your choice. But for me, I will be already exiting back here or here. So yeah, I won't keep holding the trade up until now. Okay, so let me check some other comments now. Let's see. Ray says, Kay, have you tried Heikin Ashi candles on your strategy? Yeah, I have tried Heikin Ashi before, but I don't use them anymore because Heikin Ashi is lagging and Ichimoku is just fine to capture the trend directions. Plus, if I use Heikin Ashi, then I can't use time cycles. I can't see wicks on the candles. So I prefer candlesticks with Ichimoku. Okay, so yeah, that was my view. I was actually trying the Renko Ashi, but I still prefer candlesticks. Yeah. So, okay, I see some comments now. Stefano says, after resistance breakout, you always wait for the test and pullback, pushback. No, not always. If I get confirmations, entry confirmation after the breakout, I will still take it. And when the market reverses, I will simply exit. So, in other words, I don't trade. I don't wait for the pullback or pushback after the breakout. I don't always wait for the breakout or pullback, pushback. All right, Ramin says, how you know the exact start end time of each trading sessions, London, New York, or simply by taking the clock. You can refer to the clock, you can convert it to your time zone, and you know London and New York open or end. But so I say each session starts is like 9 a.m. in Japan time or in Australia or UK or New York. 9 a.m. is the start in general, and 5 is the end in general. However, there are some times overlap between, let's say, Tokyo and also London, New York. There's some times overlap. Plus, before the London opens, let's say like 1 hour before London opens, that will be 8 a.m. in London time, the market becomes active also. So yeah, it's not like exactly which time the London opens, but roughly, like 1 hour difference. So that means between 8 a.m. until 10 a.m. will be London open, and 8 a.m. until 10 a.m. in New York will be the New York open. And the market becomes active around that time. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome, everybody. You're welcome. It says, thanks, Sir K, for your analysis. Always very helpful and informative. God bless you, Sir K. Keep safe. Mata ne o. Thanks for that. Thank you for the comment. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so yeah, I think I will end the live for now. I think I've covered lots of topics today. So in case if you join newly today's live, you can always replay because all the live streams in the past are saved on the archive on my YouTube channel. So in case if you miss some information previously, you can always replay and learn as it goes on. So yeah, so looks like the market has been very tricky last week because of the big news everywhere. But hopefully this week will be more stably up and down trend, and we can hopefully can capture some nice tips along the way. But if the market becomes range and less volatility, then please be patient. Never jump into market, never change your strategies and rules, and never take aggressive trades. You have to wait until the market becomes favorable in your strategy, and then take entries always at that time. So, but we never know when the big trend starts. We never know when you can capture the trading edges. So in that sense, we have to monitor every day, at least 2 or 3 times every day. You have to monitor, but it doesn't mean that you have to trade always whenever you monitor. So hopefully you can capture some nice tips, and I will see you on the next one. So until then, please stay healthy and stay safe and stay gold. Alright, bye for now everyone. またね. Thank you.